Hello everyone, welcome to Ignition.
Is it my go?
It is your
go.
go.
Oh, it's my go straight away. Well, welcome everyone. Glad you could join us again. As we say every time, we review car reviews, so we give you the best tips so you don't have to. So, as we say, cracking on.
Yeah, cracking on. Here we go. Look, we got the Beamer and the Tesla.
Me first.
It's you first.
Me first. We do one alternatively, and we try not to
discuss beforehand.
Yeah, we try, but obviously, as he would quite rightly point out, I do try and bore him every day in the car.
Yeah, every day.
As we drive here. So, on this one, we have the very, very sexy BMW versus the Tesla Model 3.
We certainly do.
Now, why I picked this one out is if you are a company car driver, especially in the UK, but you'd have to work out the tax implications in the country that you are in, this makes quite a compelling argument because a couple of things surprise me. The Beamer, once you get to motorway speeds, and we'll say 110, 120 kilometres, 70 miles an hour, the Beamer's quieter. So electric isn't all about being quiet.
Oh, right, okay.
And then you've got the issues of the cars are about the same price.
Yes.
But the Tesla comes with better equipment levels. So if you then have to add the equipment levels to the Beamer, it comes out more expensive. But the bit that really got me was, and I'm going to use UK for reference here, that if you're a company car driver, you're taxed on 30% of the Beamer. How the tax works, I'm not 100%, but they take the value of the Beamer, take 30% of it, and then whatever tax you pay that percentage of the Beamer. So it's going to be, who knows what you earn and what tax rate you are, but let's for argument's say it's £300, not euros, pounds a month. The Tesla is 1%.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
So it's going to cost you nothing. An expensive packet of crisps.
Yeah, yeah.
And therefore, if you're the company car driver and you can do, or you are doing less than 260 miles, 330 clicks a day, why would you have the Beamer?
Valid point. And is that a as such a bog standard Beamer? What is that?
That's a 320.
Only a 20.
320 diesel, and I think that specific one there's got a couple of options. I think the wheels and whoever's chosen it, black, it looks great in black, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that's a sexy car. I mean,
it is. Yeah.
To me, there's that Beamer's vastly better looking than that Tesla.
I tend to agree with you there. Yes.
Everything about it for me, the wheels, the growling grille. In fact, I think that Beamer, compared to what they're bringing out with the big fat grills they've put on there,
no, that does look
that
good.
one looks fantastic.
Yes.
But I'd happily drive around in that Tesla, and for $300 a month in my pocket to drive around in the Tesla, it's a no-brainer.
That's a lot of cup of coffees.
So I don't know why anyone's buying Beamers. Why are you not just buying a Tesla if you're a company car driver?
It's the range, isn't it? If you're doing more than the 300 miles. I doubt many do, though.
That's a long way. 300
miles is a long way.
In a day.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose people do 300 miles and then they've got to do 300 miles back, but theoretically now you'd be able to... most of Europe you can... And America, obviously, but Europe, you would definitely be able to.
And by the time you've gone to the toilet and had a coffee or something.
Well, particularly you.
Well, me, yeah, blimey.
You're in that toilet a long time. I've never quite wondered what you do in there.
Should we not discuss the old toilet habits on camera, please?
Well,
Father.
It's going to be very hard not to, isn't it?
It is.
So, that's that one. Good review, done by What Car.
Okay.
Like What Car reviews. And for me, this week, if you're a company car driver, but also are interested in either of those vehicles, it's a very, very interesting test.
Okay. Well, I think they're both cracking cars for the.
They need to put a grill on that. They need to put a fake grill on that Tesla for me. That's my only.
By the number plate needs something, doesn't it?
It does.
It looks like it hasn't been cut out yet.
It looks like they haven't cut it. Fiberglass mould that they haven't finished.
Yes.
But I'm being ultra critical because actually in the flesh, and we've been in one, haven't we?
They look lovely, yeah.
They are stunning cars. I think the Tesla inside is fantastic. But being a Beamer owner, that tears me because I want the Tesla and I've had the Beamer.
Yes.
And I love that Beamer.
No, that Beamer is nice.
Anyway, moving on.
Let's move on to the next one. Right, we're on to my one now. We're on to my one. This is Sean out from 4 Wheel Drive Action, and this video is him running through his what is it?
This is yours, you said.
Yeah, no. It's a 60 series.
Toyota,
that's the one.
Is that the word you were looking for?
Yeah, I was thinking of 60.
Notice I waited quite a bit of time before I helped you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you didn't help me.
I did. I said the word Toyota.
Oh, Toyota. I get the Toyota bit. It was the 60 series I needed.
Oh, was it? Sorry.
But well, it's not really a 60 series, is
not
it? You
anymore.
can't. It's
I have watched
yeah.
this. I'm afraid I can't not watch Shauno. So
no, Shauno's he's a cracker, isn't he?
Yeah, I've watched the majority of four-wheel drive actions. Not true. I've watched them all.
They're one of our favourite channels, really.
Yeah.
But this is his video going through his 60 series. Well, call it a 60 series. It's the shell of a 60, and then everything else is parts of other series. You got the 40. You said the 79, the 80. The 200. I haven't really seen much about those trucks.
A lot of Land, because and also the thing to point out, that's a Land Cruiser, not a Hilux.
No, yeah, it's a Land Cruiser, but the back's
and
not
chopped
on it
off
anymore.
Yeah.
But no, he's done a fantastic job on this. It's, as he says, brand new. Really, he's the dash was very interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
The way that he's wired the 79 series dash and dials and all the lights work and everything.
Yeah,
apparently that's a massive job.
Yeah, so it's got the cowling of the original 60 series, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the outer side. Yeah, the dash is fully 60s.
But inside all the dials and everything are the 70 series.
So it's modern and it's got the warning. Yeah,
and it's got the lockers.
Yeah, because he's got ARB lockers that aren't standard, but he's managed to wire the lights in so the locker light comes on.
Let's not do him a service. He didn't do it.
Oh no, he didn't. I think it's one of his friends.
One of his mates.
Yeah, one of his buddies. As he says, one of my buddies.
But if you've never seen the series, it's not just a build. Well, what he's done is they basically... There's two guys, haven't they? Mm-hmm. One's got he normally drives a Land Cruiser, doesn't he? Sure,
a full Land Cruiser.
And then his mate drives a Hilux. A D-Max. A D-Max, sorry. Yeah, he drives a D-Max, and then they have mates who come along normally with a Hilux and whatever. And they drive around ludicrously difficult terrain in Australia. And then what he's done is he's decided to build himself a new truck, which is this one here. Yeah. And so there's a sort of mini-series within the series of him building this truck. But they do 45-minute, an hour.
Yeah, they're TV shows, aren't they?
Yeah.
As such.
They're really good quality. He comes across as a particularly likeable bloke, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's lovely, actually.
And we like him.
Yeah, but this one I thought was just interesting because things that I didn't really know could be done, like that automatic gearbox conversion he's had done with that module. I mean, that's so clever. It
is, and it's if you've got any remote interest in how a car works, this is particularly an off-road car. This is a great series to watch because it's done very differently to anything I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, for sure. But all the modules and things, like he's kept it for you. I suppose it would be a better build, but for me, I'd like it a bit more modern inside. But he's gone for the cassette radio, isn't he? With all the modules for the gearbox behind it.
It's bizarre, isn't it? So it doesn't work, does it?
No, it's just a face, isn't it?
They've taken the fascia off a 1970s cassette player, chopped it off somehow, but kept it so it looks real, and actually mounted all the computer systems behind it. And then his stereo system is hidden somewhere else, a really modern one. Very, very clever. I mean, he's gone to so much trouble considering what he does to them.
Yeah.
I mean, he floods them and he drives them into a river and floods them. They don't stop. All the water comes in. He's rolled a couple as well, hasn't he?
He has rolled it. Yeah, that was quite a funny video.
He rolled that, didn't he? Yeah, it was that he rolled.
Could have been that one.
The original Dirty
because he had
30.
a bigger box. That's a point here, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
He's got a bigger box on the back, hasn't he? On the when he rolled it.
Yeah.
So it was very back heavy.
Yeah, I'm sure it was because he calls this truck the Dirty 30.
It's a good name.
And although he's rebuilt the truck, actually, even the body ended up going in the bin, didn't it? Because it had fractured. And it's more or less it's not a new truck. He's used old parts, but
made it look new.
But it's absolutely, they've gone through it as if it is a new truck, and those wheels look fantastic.
They are. They're real beadlocks as well.
I like
those. They are clamped to the tyre, and he's running 35s.
Nice.
So a nice size wheel and tyre. They're mudslingers, aren't they? They're very nice.
So that's it's a series. So there's plenty to watch, and good recommendation.
I think that was a good one.
Good recommendation.
We both like that.
Mine.
Yeah.
So, Fully Charged, one of my favourite channels, and there's the lovely Robert Llewellyn standing by this Renault. And it's a concept vehicle, and normally we wouldn't suggest watching concept vehicles because it's a bit boring. But this one gives you a little glimpse into what can happen in the future. And it's sort of its USP is that Renault have designed a car which is obviously electric, and it's got a 40 kilowatt hour battery in its gut somewhere, which gives you a 250 mile, 400 kilometre range, and it's just over 14 foot long. And then at the press of a button, the car stretches out to a longer length. So it stretches out just by the windscreen there, and then also at the back goes out as well, and it stretches to about another foot, I think. So it goes to about 15.5 feet. And what that allows you to do is to drive into a service station, and they put another battery in. So it's smaller to drive around the city. It's bigger to go on a long distance with an extra battery in, which will give you a 700 kilometre range. And you then, when you've done your super long holiday journey, you go back, drop one of the batteries out, the car condenses back down, and you've got a smaller vehicle.
Oh, that's smart, isn't it?
But also, the other thing that's quite interesting in this one, whether it would get to production or not, is the front seat being like this.
Yeah.
At the press of a button, the bit that's under your legs and the bit that's at your back is more or less identical. And at the press of a button, it turns so you can sit facing each other, and it'll drive itself. So you can sit two and two looking at each other.
Okay. It'd be awkward if you were on it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. The steering wheel disappears, and
it's a
proper concept. But why they did a program about it is that you think, that'll never happen. And he talks to one of the designers he talks to the main designer of the vehicle. And he said, well, it's all very straightforward. It's what a wing of an aeroplane does all the time.
Well, yeah.
But because a petrol car needs
to be very rigid.
Well, and it also needs an axle that you can't just stretch an axle. You can't. It doesn't matter because electric's all wires.
True.
So the front and the rear are independent of each other as far as the transmission's concerned. Motor at the front, motor at the back, and it stretches and it does it. I mean, it's a concept car, but it does it.
Okay, because I don't normally I do like concepts, but it's a shame they never come into production.
Yeah,
but that would be awesome.
What they're saying is that is a concept vehicle, but they believe some of it will come into reality.
Right.
Whether chucking a battery, I think it's different because it changes. I mean, we can do this on a weekly basis, and the electric world's completely changed, hasn't it?
Yes.
And there's a thing about Tesla bringing out batteries that you can recharge your car from 20% or 10% to 80% in 5 minutes. Well, you don't need another battery, do you?
No, that's very true.
Almost, other than if it expanded to give you a 7-seater over a 5-seater, and in normal terms, to parking a 5-seater is so much easier than parking a 7. There's a lot to be said for that, but that's not what that's designed to do. Its USP is to put a double battery in. And I'm not sure, being a cynic, I think in 2 years' time the battery technology will make that pointless.
Well, if they're working on ones that you can charge in 10 minutes, it's not going to be an issue, is it? They're not going to have that problem.
Because I think Renault thought a few years ago that the future would be
Twizzies.
No, that you drive into a service station, drop the battery,
and they
put a new battery in fully charged, and off you go. But I don't even think that's going to be necessary, because I think that the power that you can whack into a battery,
the technology in batteries is coming on very fast.
I think so.
It is.
But anyway, I quite enjoyed that, and it's something that when you look inside it, if they could bring something out like that. Because Renault don't do a decent big car, and I think that's lovely looking.
It's a bit better than the Capture, isn't it?
It's a bit nicer than the Capture, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, thanks for recommending that.
That's a good one.
Oh, and this one's mine. This one, I thought this one would interest you as well.
It does.
Because this is...
Not seen it.
You haven't?
No.
This is one of your favourite shapes, isn't it? The C43.
Love those.
So this is a C43 Mercedes. And he bought a scrapped sort of E55.
Okay.
E55.
E55, yeah.
And he bolted the engine straight in. He said the wiring loom's just clipped in. He said it was that easy. And he's also changed the auto to a manual from an SLK 320.
Oh, he's clever then.
He said did it on his driveway. No idea. Absolutely no idea. But he was a really nice chap, actually. And there's that Jamie from Officially Gas got to drive it. Lucky bugger. And he's completely stripped it out for track purposes only. And he's got it from 1650 kilos to 1250.
All right.
Which I think...
With the new engine in?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how much that interior weighs.
Mind you, I loved the C43 as a car. In my dim and distant past, when I was about 30, I was going to buy one, but I couldn't afford it and couldn't have insured it anyway. But I still have a little hankering for them.
Yeah, and he's put the 55 brake calipers on it.
Nice.
So
I like the wheels.
It's fully tracked out, but it was interesting. He does 0 to 60 runs on all of his videos, of all these different custom cars, and it was interesting about that one. I won't tell you how fast it was because
ruin it for someone.
Yeah, we ruin it for someone. But highly recommend you go and watch that if you're into older Mercs, which
I am,
because I thought that was. I just like watching people's custom cars get ragged. Really, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean, the swapping of the engine probably doesn't do it for me.
No.
Because a C43 was
rapid. It was a great
more
engine.
than enough for an old codger like me. A C43 would be perfect. But I particularly like the car. I detest those
wheel arches.
Yeah, you guessed that.
Yeah,
that's ruined it for me. But that's besides the point. That's not what it's about.
No, it's
but I would. That would be quite interesting to see. I'd like to see how he's done it.
Yes.
And I'd like to see it go. So I will watch that one.
Okay, so what I'll do then, I'll drop Jamie's link in and I'll drop the bloke's YouTube channel in as well.
Good call.
So
should be done anyway.
So if you want to go and watch that, you can click down below. But we will move on to the next one, shall we?
Let's see.
What have you got next?
Oh,
Johnny, here he is. Like,
this
that's
is
not Johnny, is it?
No, that's Richard Porter. So this one, they don't put their logos on for some reason. It's called Smith and Sniff.
Smith and Sniff.
Smith is Johnny Smith from Fifth Gear fame. And Richard Porter, if you know or you don't know, but I've probably said it before, he is one of the, I think he's the main script editor, was Top Gear, went with Clarkson and the other two to the Grand Tour.
Right.
So both very car nuts. But what they did, they found there was going to be an auction in the deepest, darkest parts of Wales in the UK.
Wales, okay.
Pouring with rain, as you can see. They've got wellies, mud, and he's got an umbrella there.
Yeah. There's a couple of old... Blimey, that Range Rover's beaten. Sorry.
Well,
looks like a graveyard.
You've not watched this.
I haven't.
I know you haven't because we couldn't help ourselves, or I couldn't help myself. We've already discussed this in the car because it was a couple of days ago. Even bored his mum with this one as well. She nearly fell asleep when I was talking about it. But what this one is, there's somebody in Wales, can't remember his name, somebody in Wales' son. So the father owns a farm.
Okay.
The son's obviously not young because the son, over a period of time, has got... Well, they're saying there's over 200 cars in this auction. Plus, when you watch it in the background, there's mountains of exhausts and grills and engines, and it's like they've planted engines in a field, all in this mud and muck.
Yeah. And
he's had enough, so they're now having an auction of his car collection, and there's 200 cars, and they're all, when they're not, there's probably 8 or 9 really nice ones.
Right.
And then there's 200 or more.
Like that.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot worse than that.
Oh, is there?
But there's there's some Portuguese cars.
Are there?
There's a Portuguese registered. In fact, if it had been slightly nicer, I might have put a bid on it. There's a Portuguese, because that's where we are. There's a Portuguese registered Morris Minor van.
Ooh, cool.
But it's absolutely a dog. I mean, rusted
really?
a bit.
Oh, okay.
And the Morris Marina is in there. The orange one is a good example of what they're auctioning. So, I mean, standing. Richard's got a. That's not a Princess. It was the one that came after a Princess. They called it something else. I can't remember. Someone will put it in the comments.
Yeah.
And some of the cars are fantastic, but there's 50s Jags.
Proper selection.
Replica Aston Martins. There's Sierras, Cortinas, Escort. He was obviously quite a Ford fan, but then they got some Beamers, some Mercs. old Morrises, old Austins, Range Rovers, Defenders, you name it, it's there. And it's not so much that by the time this goes out, the auction will have, I think it was in March 2020, whenever you're watching this, but the auction is, I think, the 9th of March 2020, so in a couple of days from when we're recording this.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see with some of the prices they get. But it's just seeing why someone in the middle of Wales has got a car collection of in essence, they're all knackered.
Yeah.
Quite a few Citroens as well.
It's a shame, really, that they're all just sitting there rotting
they're
away.
Knackered, isn't it? And but it's the pile. You can't see in this picture, but there's piles of engines and and they walk around and they have a good. I mean, it's over half an hour, I think, this one. But I found it fascinating, absolutely fascinating.
Oh, very interesting. And do they get any? How much money are they sort of looking at? Obviously, not much if they're all dogs.
That Morris Marina there in the UK, that can't be worth £100.
Really?
If that.
Oh, right.
£100.
Okay.
That Range Rover
in its day would have been all right, but now.
Well, there's nothing. I don't know what's there, but it's knackered. So
it's never going to go.
It's not even worth. The bonnet doesn't even look salvageable. So I'm assuming people will bid on it. But
I suppose it's on the wheels.
If you wanted it for £25, surely they're going to be peanuts.
There must be. Yeah. No.
But it's just the fact that he's collected them and got them
in that area as well.
He's got a. There's two-parter as well. Actually, so there'll be two links. They do the field, and then they go into his shed.
Oh, he's got
on the second one, and on the shed, he's got a really interesting hearse, which he's grafted the front of a Capri on, if you know what that looks like, which is was a sporty 70s Ford.
Yeah.
And they've grafted the front of a Capri on. They're not convinced they know what engine's in it.
Okay.
It's got a skeleton sitting in the back.
And
it's got, And then he's got a 4-door rally spec Escort in really good nick. Now that's going to be worth a few quid. I think. So I'm assuming there'll be things that are going for 3 or 4 going for 40, 50 grand, and then most of them will be 100 quid.
Yeah, most of them
in sterling.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's a fascinating thing. 1, to see old cars. 2, to see them quite so knackered. And 3, that somebody clearly is barking. But the English are great for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, he's a Welshman. If he ever watched it, he'd be insulted that I called him. He's a proper. I would imagine they're proper Welshmen.
Oh, okay.
And great Welsh people are barking mad.
I'll be interested to hear this on a couple of weeks' time when the auction's been done.
I'm going to watch the auction. I thought I'd
add that in when it's done.
Yeah, at the end of this one, if you watch it, I think it's AJ Pugh, I think, are the auctioneers. Okay. Don't hold me to that. But Smith and Sniff put it at the end of of this episode.
Right. Okay.
But you'll have missed that anyway. But you could go back and look and see what they went for.
Yeah.
Because I doubt whether we'll have this out in time.
No.
Because you're not the fastest.
No. All right. Yeah. Right. Let's move on.
I'm not allowed to do that. You said because the mic gets it, doesn't it?
Tapping that, and
the mic gets it.
Last one I edited, that's getting on my nerves. But
sorry about that.
Yeah, stop that. Anyway, we're moving on to Car Wow next. This is one of my recommendations. This is the Tesla drag race. So all the models that are in production, they're dragging right now.
I like that.
So we've got the Model S, the Model 3, and the Model X, and they're all the top boys. So on the left, the S is 825 horsepower. The Model 3, 490. On the right, 795 in that Model X.
So that Model S has got 825 horsepower?
Apparently so.
I've driven one of them.
You have?
I drove a... It's a long time ago, wasn't it?
P85 or P90?
P85. It was P85D, and it was the top one at the time.
Well, it's still 3 second, isn't it?
And how did we get to drive that? Oh, we went to...
Goodwood.
Me and a friend of mine went to Goodwood, and they just offered it to us, so we... Then why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
And we were walking past, had a Tesla. They were trying to sell things, and they offered us to have a go of it. So we did, and I've been smitten ever since, haven't I?
Yeah. You were shocked by that. I couldn't go. I was at school. Sad.
Yeah, it was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to have gone.
And one of the things they did at the time was the Tesla salesman gets you in the car, and I must have been one of their little tricks that they did, but they put a £20 note on the dashboard, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and he said, okay, you can have the £20 note if you can grab it before the car gets to 60.
Oh, okay.
And so he goes like that, you go, and you can't get it. And it was just, I was like a child in that car. It was absolutely awesome. I mean, I'd love a Tesla, but you need to...
Well, we've always said, I've got my remote control cars, and they're electric. We always used to say, why don't they do that to a car?
We did years ago, didn't we?
Yeah, 10, 15 years. Why don't they do that? And now they have, really.
Other than you can't put those into a brick wall or drop them out your bedroom window from the first floor and they still drive.
Yeah, you can't jump them at skate parks and stuff.
No.
But, you know, they're impressive bits of kit. But anyway.
But that Model 3, as he knows, and I'm old, but that Model 3, I think in 4 or 5 years, the technology will have moved on so much, even here in Portugal, where cars are double taxed, so they're a fortune. I think I'll be able to afford one of those.
You reckon?
And I want one.
Yeah, I can totally see why you'd want one. But anyway, which one wins then? Give them the order.
825 horsepower. It's got to go in horsepower.
It was very, very wet.
Oh, we can't say.
Yeah, no, but I want your prediction.
No, well, I don't know, because I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
But I would say, my prediction would be, and it was in the wet. Wait a minute, they're all four-wheel drive, aren't they?
Yeah, it is.
I'm going Model S. That's not quite as straightforward as I thought it was, really.
No.
I think Model S, Model 3, Model X, Model 3, Model X, bonnet length in it.
Okay, all right, I'll let you watch that one then.
That's what I'm going for.
But that Model 3 for me is seriously good value for money.
The more important thing to me is which one was Matt in?
Model 3.
Was he? Then that might have won. He likes to win. But anyway, you can't say.
I can't say it.
You've got to watch it.
It was either S or 3.
You've got to watch it because we love Car Wow. As we say, most of these, we tend to review ones we watch all the time, and Car Wow is a brilliant channel. Absolutely brilliant channel.
He makes it though, that Matt, doesn't he?
He's very good, Matt.
He's getting better and better, I think.
Yeah.
But watching that video, for me, when they put the prices in, that Model 3 is such good value for money.
Our Model 3 is a fantastic vehicle.
You know, I can't really see, unless you're a millionaire, why you'd buy the S.
No, I don't see... going back to the first one we reviewed, I don't see... I can see now why they can't keep supply up.
Oh, yes,
because
right.
Who wouldn't buy that Model 3? If you can afford one...
Yeah, why
if you were buying a new car and you had 40 grand to spend...
An E-Class.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you buy that?
I don't see any reason that anyone would buy anything but a Model 3. And this is a total aside, I watched something this morning, and Tesla are bringing out insurance.
Oh, are they?
They're bringing out their own insurance policy, and apparently, as you drive, if you own a Tesla, as you drive it, they are collecting information about how the car's being driven. It's anonymous as such. Well, it can't be anonymous, actually. But how hard you brake, how often you go into ludicrous mode, how hard you corner, how hard you brake, how hard everything. They're collecting everything, and they therefore can predict what insurance premium you should be charged. And apparently normal insurance companies haven't got that sort of data, so they're
they
really
the age, don't they?
Yeah, and they're really overcharging on the car.
Right.
And there's a fantastic fact on this. We'll have to put this in next week's.
Okay.
There's a very, very interesting part that they say if you drive a Tesla with all of its safety options and you have them on all the time, one Tesla has an accident every 3.4 million miles that those Teslas are being driven.
Really?
Yeah, which is apparently way, way, way less than a normal car. Way less. So the insurance, they were saying that Tesla are going to change the world of motor insurance like they've changed the cars, because they're going to be able to charge so much less.
That's great. That would be fantastic for me.
Yeah.
Well, English people.
Well, it won't be still in England. It'll be still stupidly expensive.
Yeah, very valid point. But
I'm sure
here the insurance is fantastic on cars, isn't it? But
well, Portugal's weird because the government double tax cars.
The cars.
And if you imagine a car, if you're in the UK or the States, you can buy a car for £200, $200.
Yeah.
Well, that here's £5,000.
Yeah.
because nothing much. They don't collapse, do they, in value?
So yeah, I mean, even a written off one that wouldn't move, still £1,000.
Yeah. I mean, occasionally someone will sell a Fiesta that you'd have to get a full body suit and breathing apparatus.
Yeah,
they might sell that for a few €100, but you wouldn't want to be in it.
No.
But car prices here are phenomenal. But anyway, that's
that's besides the point.
the insurance is fantastic because
interesting.
You can drive anything here.
Yeah, I can.
They don't. It's different because in the UK they insure a car. Sorry, insure the
person.
person. Here you insure the car.
Much more sensible.
So anyone can drive my car, but I can't drive anybody else's. But I have to use their insurance.
Yes.
Where in the UK I can drive anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, boring. Come on, crack on.
Right, next on. Here we are. You stole this one from me. I wanted this one. I wanted this one.
I absolutely loved this.
He Bagsied this one.
I have wanted to do this, haven't I?
There's so many different cars, some weird cars. This is a weird car.
I love Omegas. That was a car that I had an Omega. They gave me an Omega. When my Audi died a death, I got a loaned Omega and ended up, because my Audi needed a lot of work doing to it, so we are going back to when they were new-ish, but they lent me an Omega. My car blew up in Wales, of all places, and I remember coming down the motorway in this Omega from Wales, and my car was on a low loader because I'd minced around in Wales for the day doing my job, and then I'm driving home and my car was actually I drove past it on a low loader, but I ended up driving an Omega for a month and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Mind you, my Audi was knackered, so
yeah.
Anyway, we'll put a few links in because there's this one. They're doing a series on turning it into a pickup, but there is number one is they go and buy it at an auction. Very amusing. Number two, it's so disgusting that they get a company to do a valet on it, don't they?
Yeah.
And now they're doing a series on turning that into a pickup truck, and they're using Gareth, the whose name we've forgotten in the past. Gareth, bit of a man crush on him I've got. He's got the guns, which I've got none.
Yeah.
But he's so funny.
Oh, he's great.
They are great. So Gareth and Alex, and then they've got Jack helping them, who's sort of their cameraman-y type.
But he was the boss, wasn't he? He was the one who wanted to do that.
He wanted to do
that was quite
the conversion, and I wanted to do it to a old. Original E-Class, an E320, because you can buy them quite competitively in Portugal. And I thought, because we wanted a pickup, didn't we?
We did, yes, yeah.
We wanted a pickup, and I thought, I'll just hack the back off a Mercedes, but I haven't got the talent or the inclination or a Mercedes to do it.
Yeah.
So, but this one was funny. I mean, it is funny what they do to it. You have to get past the fact that it's in the UK, it could pour down with rain while they're doing it.
Yes.
And everything about it, and then they bicker on one. Gareth's a proper mechanic, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Alex is the main presenter, and he's
handyman.
Well, bodger.
Well, he is, yeah.
And then you've got Jack, who actually turned out to be, he wanted to do it properly.
Very sensibly.
And it's quite interesting how they bicker on how they're going to do it, then how they do it. And because I've seen someone, I think it was Chip Foose on Overhauling, do a pickup conversion. I think it was, but we're talking 10 years ago, so the mind blank. But I remember them putting all these braces in and
well, they completely weaken the car when you take the roof off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But they just hack it off. It's great. Yeah. But yeah, that's a really. So we'll put the links into the buying and the cleaning, and it's a great series. And there's only been one, so it's all yet to happen.
Yeah, we'll be on it next week, I'm sure.
Yep. So
it's all right. We can both chat about this one now, can't we? We've got the new videos of what we're going to call. How are we going to call this?
Well, no, this is when we recommend, because obviously when we look at the video or the videos programs during a week, a car will come out, and then every channel reviews it. So what we try and do is we watch them all
and do a summary,
and then just say, all right, just watch this one or that one, which one's the best depending on what you want to do. So the new A3's out this week.
It is.
Autofuel have done it. Car Wow's done it. What Car's done it. The list goes on. They've all done it. But if you are seriously interested in buying a new A3. Autofuel do a really in-depth. They get to talk to the people who've helped design and build it, and it's quite an interesting. I mean, it's very different to the last one.
Yes,
it's a lot shorter, bit wider, bit longer, a lot sportier.
It's got that new RS6, RS7 grille look.
It's nice,
to it.
isn't
Oh,
it?
it's stunning. Yeah.
And they've taken their cues from Lamborghini, apparently.
Yes, it looks a bit like an Urus front, actually. Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
that.
it does,
It's got that.
and they've moved the air vents up near the digital display pod, and it's a really nice car. So I'm not a massive. I have had an Audi, but I'm not Audi's biggest fan of late.
They
but
haven't changed, have they?
that is lovely.
That is
I think that's
yeah.
a cracker. So if you're interested in one, we would recommend you have a look at Autofuel
and CarWow,
in-depth and
probably.
CarWow.
Yeah, because the CarWow gives the summary and he gives the in-depth.
Yeah, so that's Autofuel is normally longer. CarWow's he's done a fairly long. I think CarWow was about 20 minutes on that. Autofuel's probably over half an hour because they natter along quite a lot,
as he always does, as they always do.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yes. This is interesting.
And the other one that seems to have hit all of the programs this week is this Bacalar. If that's how you pronounce it,
Yeah,
Bentley Bacalar. So what that one is a coach-built Bentley. You go in there and they will take the Continental and
turn it into that.
God, with apparently no roof.
That's no roof.
No,
you're joking.
I can't see to me, but
I mean that's an absolute machine. That thing, and that looks awesome.
I thought you'd like that, but no, don't do it for me. I'd rather have a normal one.
Oh no, that's a beast. But the roof would completely lose my interest if you haven't got a roof.
Well, at the end of the day, it's coach built, and they're going back to 100 years ago when you used to buy a chassis, and then you go into someone, and this is by Mulliner.
Yes.
You go into Mulliner. They were famous for Rolls-Royce and Bentley 100 years ago. Okay. And you go in and you say, "Oh, I want a 2-door because I'm sporty," or you go, "No, I want a 4-door," and they put the body on for you.
Right.
That's how it used to be, but now Bentley have reconfigured that, and you go in and you say, I think in essence that body's not going to change a lot because there's coach building and there's coach building, isn't it?
Yes.
But I'm assuming if you wanted a roof and you wanted to give them a few more grand, they'd put one on for you.
Oh, probably. But I think that looks lovely. I mean, it's
don't get me wrong. I think it's stunning. I can't even say I wouldn't want one because clearly I would have one.
Yeah.
And what did they put in the paint? They put
glitter.
No.
Sparkles.
Something weird in the paint. I've forgotten what it is, which is pointless. I'm doing a review and I can't remember. But then I've got age, haven't I?
You got memory problems.
Memory problems. But they put something like a husk of. It's not a walnut, but they put something in there organic.
For what?
And it creates the better shadows in the paint.
Right. Oh. I was going to say the lines look very crisp.
Yeah.
But that's lovely. So who's done that? Top Gear, is that?
Top Gear have done it. Carfection have done it.
Okay, I'm going to check that one out.
There's a couple of others, and Bentley have put one out as well.
Yeah,
so,
true.
but
yeah,
do you want to know the price?
Yeah,
so it starts from.
Go on, spill it out.
Starts from.
What this exact this?
Yeah. So if you go in there and because you choose any colour, you choose the wheels, you choose the fabrics.
Starting. I think how much does a normal Bentley start from?
If we go UK prices, 200.
Yeah. Okay. So that must start at 270.
That starts at 1.5 million.
Oh, shut up. What, how much?
1.5 million.
1.5?
Yeah. I remember that bit.
You could be having a laugh.
I can't remember what sort of organic matter they put in the paint.
It must be gold.
But it's not. It's so yeah. The one thing that is they've used 1 million year old peat bog wood to do the dashboard in that one.
Right.
Which apparently people who used to dig up peat used to burn it.
Okay.
And now it costs 90 times, again, forgive me if I've got all the figures wrong, but roughly 90 times a piece of mahogany that normally goes in.
Good grief.
I have no idea
there's
why.
no way I'd buy that even if I had billions.
And you haven't?
Yeah, exactly. That's the valid point. I haven't, but no. There's 1.5 million. Ridiculous.
Starting.
Yeah. So if you can spec it, no. That's out of my. Blimey, how many cars can you have for that one?
Well, you'd have to
be out completely. If you've bought one of these, which I highly doubt it.
Why about watching else?
You got to be nuts.
Yeah, and can you take us for a little spin in it?
Take us for a spin in it, but yeah.
So that we can call you nuts to your face.
Yeah.
And then when we've gone for a spin in it, we'd probably go, "Oh, wish we were you."
Wish we had that. But no, that is bonkers price. Like it though.
Yeah.
Not that much though, but good recommendation. I'll check it out. I'll dream maybe. Okay, so next we've got, this is the McLaren 765 LT.
Yeah, and there's Mr. Carfection standing there. So again, it's the car of another one of the week. They've turned up on every channel going. Top Gear do a good one.
Do they?
He does a good review, and Carfection probably does. That's why we've put him up there. We would say he does the most in-depth one.
Okay.
Depends what you want, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
we want short. Short, we would recommend Top Gear. In-depth Carfection for that one.
Okay.
But cracking car, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
We watched that one on Top Gear the other night.
The new Top Gear. That was the tail. It had the tail.
So it was a funny name with the boat tail on. Forget the name of it. When you sat in the middle like the F1. But that's a much better vehicle in my opinion. That one, it's much sexier. That 765 is gorgeous, isn't it?
And a good all-round car, that one.
Yeah, and they does a very good. Carfection do a very good review of that. So another tip if you've not watched them, great channel. So give them a try if you're interested in the McLaren.
Okay. New E-Class. I'm interested in that. That's a lovely facelift. I think it's a lot sexier than the other one.
It was. I can't really, off the top of my head, see what they've done.
They've sort of, rather than making it look as such emotionless, it looks a bit angry now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I obviously watched Autofuel do, again, the longer one. And quite a lot of them, because at this point in time, the Geneva Motor Show's just been cancelled because of the alcohol virus.
Corona.
That's the badger. Pint for me, please. And... so they're all having to quickly rush out. So this one they've done, but they haven't got any any film of it. They're just talking over, obviously, a Mercedes press release as well. But you get a very good insight. Again, we're picking Autofuel on this one because I think they've gone a little bit deeper into it than most of the others. Car Wow have got it. What Car have got it? Auto Express have got it. Yep. So there's quite a few, and obviously. Chummy here will put all the links in for you.
Yep.
And you can follow them around. But our recommendation would be short review, Car Wow, long review, Autofuel. And you can see what they've done to the E-Class.
Old Chummy here. I have a name, but that's
we don't. Yeah.
That looks too much like.
If I say that though, it's rude, isn't it? And I have to bleep it.
What, my name?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh right. I see the joke. I see the joke now. But that looks too much like an S-Class to me. That's too big. In my humble opinion. Do you think? I mean, it's massive.
What do I think?
That's an E.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Well, all cars, they seem to have...
They've gone...
All cars just seem to get bigger, but the S-Class has got to a point where...
If it gets any longer, it'll be a limo.
Well, we passed a 7 Series the other day, didn't we? We were raving about this, and it was a 5.
Yeah.
It was huge.
And the new X3 as well. Blimey, that...
don't do that, because it lost the mic, didn't it?
That could be an X5, that. That could be an X5, the new X3. Right.
Yes, it could, couldn't it?
Next one, let's skip on.
Yeah, the pig ugly Beamer.
That looks like a pig. An actual pig.
Well, we've seen the Beamer grille. In fact, I think it comes up next on a live, but this is a sort of an electric... They've got the i3, and this is going to be the i4, so it's probably, looking at it, it's 3 Series size, isn't it?
This isn't a concept?
No.
Blimey. No.
Apparently that's what it's going to look like. I mean,
it will change, but...
It looks like a concept, but they're saying, and again, all the channels have got it, so this one's Top Gear. This was, in our opinion, the best review of this one, but... every other channel that's doing a car review
about it.
And they're all the same. They're all looking at the same car, and they all must get 15 minutes to stand in front of it and have to quickly do a bit to camera. But we thought on this one he did the best job of this one. I like Top Gear. The YouTube reviews, I think they're pretty good. And this one's a 520-ish horsepower thing to go up against Tesla. Why they all say that? I suppose it's because Tesla got March and everything.
But benchmark, aren't they?
That to me just looks like a car and someone's hit a wall into it and put a false grille on it. I mean, the grille's hideous.
Grill is one of the most horrible ones I've seen. Yeah, that is quite grim, isn't it?
I don't understand what BMW... Because Audi have been successful with a big grille and everyone seems to be putting big grills on.
But Audi's is one nice grille.
Yeah.
That's 2 pig noses. They're nostrils, aren't they?
BMW have nice, what they call kidney grills, and they've turned them into something that's ugly. And those nice little lights, if they went into a nice small kidney grill, would look great.
Well, if you do that and cover the grille, it's actually a very nice car.
Yeah, exactly. I have to do that because I can't see it up there because I haven't got eyes in the back of my head. And we're not looking at anything in front of us.
No.
I just think that's a pig. But, you know, there we are.
Hey ho.
But if you like it and you're interested in it, which we were, I'm still in, because I don't like it, I'm still interested. I'm interested in anything that's moving technology forward, and that is good review by Top Gear.
Okay. And different companies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, next, we're moving on to Beamers again, aren't we?
Well, this has been everywhere.
Yep.
For some reason, Beamer seem to have launched this in every country across the world this week. And
the X6 and X5, aren't they?
Yeah, so same car, different body, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've got this one from TFL, haven't we? They did a very good off-road slightly.
Why we've picked this one is that for some reason
they're off-road.
It's probably not the finest review of the car, if the truth be told.
But it's an odd one.
But it's a very interesting one. If you want to see a really good review, my other recommendation would be Harry's Garage.
Harry's Garage, okay. Yeah,
it's a long one. Yeah. But if you want short reviews, Car Wow's good on the X6.
We got the X6 there.
Yeah, so he mainly does the X6.
Yeah.
The TFL one, they do both of them on the same review. Harry's Garage has got it. Car Wow's got it. I mean, it looks an incredibly impressive vehicle.
Well, 3.3 seconds he got to 60. I mean, that's mad, isn't it? In that size car.
Yeah, I mean, that one, I see little point in turning it into a coupe, but it doesn't look as bad as some. The colour doesn't help it.
The wheels are nice.
Wheels are nice.
And old Matt's looking like he's slightly buffing up, isn't he?
I see.
His arms.
He is. Yeah.
I think he's not.
Must be warm. He's looking a bit moist. He's looking a bit moist.
Yeah, you'd be the one to think about that.
Yeah.
Looking at all his moist parts.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was just sticking to the arms and the car. But anyway, that's a lovely colour. But he did a good review on that. I enjoyed that.
I don't know.
You don't like that purple?
No, I don't like it at all. No.
Interesting.
No. And I'd have the X5.
Oh, okay. I'd have the X6. Well, there you go. You know, the X6 is more towards the cool, young, trendy type person. You know, a bit like me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I'd take the X5 because I'd get more putang in it.
Get a few more grannies.
Only if I was doing taxi rides.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So again, Car Wow, you can check them out. Auto Express have got it. Harry's Garage has got it. TFL have got it. And there's a very good review actually by Car Test in Australia have got it.
Oh yes, okay.
That's another good one.
They got their hands on it, did they?
Yeah. So
they've got it everywhere.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? From what we do. All we're doing is trying to narrow down the ones to watch. So in our opinion, if you're interested in that one, watch Car Wow. If you want to see them off road, watch TFL.
For sure.
So we're there.
We're done.
Absolutely.
That's our roundup of the week.
Yes. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.